Hello, this is Ian from Salisbury FC with another update. A little bit of housekeeping first up. We've got all the threes competition from the supporters club is coming to an end this weekend. So actually it finishes on Monday at 9 a.m. So if you want tickets, get in there this weekend. You can find information about that at sfc-fans.co.uk. Virtual ticket sales are still carrying on. Absolutely huge help to the football club. So thank you very much to people that are buying them. And all your names will be added to the list. Thank you so much. And they're still available, salisburyfc.co.uk. And we've had a bit of an influx of lottery members recently. Great to see. And that's a long-term support for the football club. And you can win some big money. We do a twice yearly super draw and a monthly draws, which has 3 prizes for the monthly draw as well. So you support the football club long term, and you can win some money as well, so it's worth getting involved with. I know some of the people that have got involved recently aren't even football fans. They don't come to the football club, they just want to support their local community. So that's really great to hear that even people that aren't coming to the football club still support what we do. So that's fantastic. So if you want to get involved in that, again, salisburyfc.co.uk, or give us a call in the office. We're a bit in and out at the minute because of lockdown rules and things like that, but we are about generally, so give us a shout and we can certainly help you with that. So on to the update, now that all that's out of the way. Today I'd like to welcome Salisbury FC Manager, how to think about that, Steve Claridge. How's it going, Steve?
Not too bad, thank you.
Yeah, been a busy few weeks, because it's been a few weeks since I spoke to you now.
It has, yeah. I mean, I've had sort of more misses than hits, should I say? But I mean, that's the life of a football manager. So, especially with the uncertain financial times that we're in. So it's I think it's a cautious mode I'm in at this stage. But we're slowly but surely, hopefully, getting a few on board.
Well, hopefully this update will bring out a bit of optimism, because we've got a little bit of a list to bring to people. So would you like to update everybody on the signings that we have made?
Yeah, if you want to ask me them individually, and then I'll go through them with you, mate.
Okay, so we'll start off with Antonio Diaz in midfield.
Yeah, a natural left-footed player. Very, very keen. Spoke to him early on. He was the first person that we signed. That financially, fantastic deal for the club. He really, really wanted to come. Nothing else in his mind. Loved his enthusiasm. As I say, a left-sided player, which is something that we've lacked at times. A natural left foot. Can play in a 3 or in a 4. A lot to learn. Only a young man still. Obviously been at 1 or 2 clubs already. But we're hoping that by joining us, he can go to the next level.
Yeah, I'm just looking at his list of previous clubs. So we've got AFC Bournemouth, Weymouth, and I think he's had a couple of spells at Dorchester as well. So he
has, yeah. He played against us, I think, last year. So that was something that we looked at. And as I say, everything when we're signing players at this stage with the current climate has to fit, and that includes financially. So he was very, very easy, should I say, financially to deal with. So he's a good lad. Nice lad, lots of energy, and was desperate to come. So ticked all the boxes.
Excellent. So we'll move on to former Poole Town forward Harry Baker.
Yeah, Harry was on our radar last year. Obviously, with Toby going, I don't know whether you could say we lack a natural goal scorer. Fitch's record was actually very, very good last year. Harry is. I've watched them numerous times last year, Paul. He started the season very well, got injured, and then was sort of slightly in and out of the side, trying to come back from that injury. But he started the season very well. I've spoken obviously to his previous managers. I spoke to a few people about him. They like him as a person. They like him as a character. He'll give us energy. He'll give us legs. He'll get in behind. He likes to run in the channels. And his link-up play at times isn't bad either. So, and there's a few goals to go with that. So it made sense. Another one, as I said, that was financially was very, very easy to deal with, and came well within the realms of what we're able to pay. So it was a good deal all round. I think yet again, a player full of enthusiasm who'd made up his mind very early that we were going to be the only club for him this year, which was nice.
Brilliant. We've got a couple of lads from Gosport coming in. Sam Roberts, who's a central defender, I believe.
Sam Roberts, yeah, the one that Gosport couldn't possibly re-sign because the money that we paid him. Absolutely ludicrous comments by their manager. Sam Roberts is actually probably taking possibly a little bit less than what he was earning at Gosport last year. He rang up the manager at Gosport, who's Sean Gow, and actually told him this. And Gosport offered him more money, and he said, "It's not about the money. I've made up my mind that I want to go to Salisbury." So to come out and make a ridiculous comment like he did about we can't compete, it's all about the money, does not only Sam a disservice, but myself and our football club, because we've had to fight against this rubbish for a long, long time. You know, unlike Gosport, we set a budget, we stick to it, and it's a realistic budget. You know, so it's a little bit of people in glass houses really shouldn't throw stones, because they've got players on twice what Sam Roberts is earning for us. So, you know, it's a little bit hollow. And it's the same old rhetoric, same old boring stuff that is simply not true. And sometimes you just got to make a stand and say, hold on a minute, you know, I've had enough of this. That just cannot carry on. And that's, as I say, it's a disservice to Sam Roberts as well, because he's certainly not come for the money. I know that. It's, you know, he's taken the same sort of deal he was on at Gosport. And let me tell you, he was not one of the higher earners at Gosport. So he is very much, he's not even our top earner. So that gives you some indication of that he's definitely come for them for the right reasons. And we're really pleased to have him on board, because he's a big lad. He's a physical specimen. He'll go and head the ball away. And another one who's absolutely desperate to come. And I said, even though he went back to Gosport and they offered him more money, he said, no, I've made my mind up, and he stuck to his guns. And that isn't always the case with players. I can promise you that now. I've had two of them already this year who've agreed terms and then changed their mind at the last minute.
Yeah, okay. Charlie Davis, a bit further up the field, attacking midfield I've got here. Is that right, from Gosport?
Yeah. I mean, all the players that we've signed have been incredibly enthusiastic about joining. You know, which is nice when you consider, you know, we've had a lot of players who've left the club for various reasons, mostly financial, and that's fine. I understand that fully. But these players, you know, the money has not even entered into it. I've not even really bartered with them. You know, I've made them an offer, and in most cases they've taken that first offer. And let me tell you that the first offer is less than the normal rate for us. He's another one who just wanted to come. He's got a good job. It wasn't about the money. It was about, you know, trying to progress his career, trying to progress his football environment, and that's exactly what hopefully we can do. So he was another one that was really on board from the start. And these signings so far have been very easy. It's the difficult ones that we haven't been able to get over the line, simply because, as I say, we've not been in that wage bracket. But these are certainly fit within everything that we're trying. We've had to bring the budget down. We understand that, and because of that, you know, players have had to take less money. And on all the players that we've got on board so far have come within that wage bracket, which is slightly less than we were on last year.
Yeah, you said about developing careers there. We've had some excellent feedback from loanees that have come in and gone on to do very well recently at Salisbury. One of those was loanees last year was Dom Jeffries, who I understand is coming back on a permanent deal. Is that right? Yeah,
I thought Dom was fantastic in this short spell that he had with us. There was maturity about him, not just as a player but as a person. He was 17 years old. You know, obviously with the loss of Aaron Dawson, you know, we knew that we needed some sort of strength and depth in those areas. It's a position that we really, really did struggle with last year. And to get someone on board like him is fantastic. I mean, you know, it's not. I don't think either of us see it as, you know, Dom staying here for the next 5 years, but we do see it as a stepping stone to him getting back in the league. And I think we're all a little bit surprised when he wasn't retained. But that, as I say, is the financial situation, you know, of clubs, not just outside the league but inside it as well. Yeah. And you know, we are one of the beneficiaries certainly of that with regard to Dom, who I think is going to be a fantastic acquisition for us. So really, really looking forward to working with Dom. as I say, we're not looking as this, to keep Dom for the next 5 years. We understand that that he's, that he'll want to get back in full-time football, and we'd like to think that we can facilitate that as quickly as possible. But also along the way, he can be a fantastic player for the club.
Yeah, he did well last season, so it is surprising Newport have let him go, but it must be financial because he is such a good player. Who else have we got? Jack Ball.
Yeah, Jack. We played against Hartley Whitney numerous times over the last couple of years. I went to see them once or twice. Jack's. I think Jack's centre half, can play left or right. He's a ball playing centre half, 6'2", is good in the air, physical specimen. A little bit like Sam Roberts. You wouldn't say they're lightning quick, but what they are is they use their body well. They're strong, and they read the game well, and they're good defenders. And that's another area that with obviously Jake going and Nathaniel sort of absent without leave, sort of still
a mystery. Still a mystery.
By the way, but anyway, we obviously that was a area that we needed to address. Elliot, as we said before, is getting back to fitness, so we're very much fingers crossed with Elliot. But it was a situation that we had to address. Another area where I've tried 3 or 4 players, and it's been very difficult, I've got to say, to meet the financial demands. Jack wasn't one of those. Obviously, his earnings weren't huge at Hartley, and it was we were easily able to accommodate paying him a little bit more. And I'm really looking forward to working with Jack. He's 27. By his own admission, he probably needs to come out of the comfort zone and go into a club where more is expected of him, and there's a little bit more pressure. So that's the decision that he's made, and fantastic. As I say, another one who financially fits the bill.
Okay, I just need to point out that other than Antonio Diaz, everybody else we have mentioned is waiting for FA clearance. So there's still some paperwork to do, but we don't see any reasons for that to be an issue. So, and also, Nathaniel Rossini, please give us a call. We'd love to know where you've gone to,
We're
mate.
worried about you now.
We spoke yesterday on the phone. I had a quick chat, and we were talking about some comments that have been made on Facebook about the fabled lost generation, and I asked you if you'd like to speak about that today, and you agreed. So it'd be great to hear your input on that.
I just don't understand where this has come from. I honestly don't. I mean, lost generation, I think we're talking about, every one of them has been given an opportunity at the football club. This is not, it's not like we literally scour the market from Salisbury. We go down to Exeter, we go down to Bristol, we go to London, we go to the Isle of Wight, we go to Portsmouth. There is a finite amount of players. There's some sort of myth that I don't want young local players. Of course I do. Josh Summerton has been brilliant, and in all honesty, I think the way that we've managed Josh has been good. We brought him along slowly. We didn't rush him. He's now the finished article. He's a fantastic player. He plays every week. He's in the team, and if I could, I would love to be able to get local players. But I'm sorry, there's just a dearth of good young local talent. And unfortunately, the players that we're talking about, the Charlie Coopers, a squad player at Fareham, Charlie Burden, at Wessex One, and Charlie Rayfield, by his own admission, doesn't think at this stage he's up to this standard and chose to walk away. Diego, we've been asking back for 18 months. There are no local young players that we have missed. I can promise you that now. There are no local young players that have not been given the opportunity, and there are no local young players that the door has been shut to. I can promise you that now. The communication levels, between obviously Chris Burden, who was here before, who did a fantastic job, and myself, were always good. I was always talking to Chris. If you've got anybody, Chris, who you think should step forward, stick him with us. The door is always open for them to train with us. We'll have a look. We'll see where we are with everything. And Chris did that. But as I say, one local player has come through, and Josh Summerton. The rest simply, and the true facts are, have not been good enough to play at the level we need to progress this football club. They are the simple facts. Harsh or not, that is how it is. So if anybody's saying to me, if I could get 11 local players, do you honestly think that I would be trawling the markets trying to do what I'm doing and spending 24 hours a day talking to players, some players that you think, why am I bothering to do this? Because it's just not worth the effort. If those players are in Salisbury, they're not. It's as simple as that. And I think you've got to also remember is that if I played those local players and they're not good enough, the people who are questioning me now about why I haven't played them will be the first people to question why we're not winning games. So it's a difficult balance to be had here, and I understand that. But I have to wrestle with the financial viability of the football club, and also results and keeping people coming through the turnstiles to watch us play.
Absolutely.
So it's much more than just local players aren't given a chance. Of course they're given a chance, and if we could, we would like to promote everybody who's good enough. But unfortunately, simple facts of life are that they haven't been so far.
The return of the development squad this year will help because it'll have that bridge to the first team, where we can take a look at players that maybe aren't quite up for the first team as yet, and they can do exactly as the title says. They're able to develop.
It sounds great, and I'm all for it. I think it's fantastic. Mm-hmm. But you're also asking young players, to turn up and play in what is perceived as non-competitive football, as in you're not playing in a league, a competitive league. You're playing in a reserve league, what it is. Whereas they are being chased by lower league clubs to actually be playing in their first teams and getting paid and playing what is perceived as competitive football. So it's not easy. People, everybody thinks, these young lads will just turn up and play for Salisbury and they'll feel very, honoured to do that. That's not how it works. Realities of life are that these players get impatient. They might play a year in the under-23s and then say, hold on a minute, obviously I'm not good enough, or I realise I'm not the standard, and they'll go and play somewhere else. The misnomer that you can keep someone for 3 or 4 years and you can work with them and make them this great player, it's just not at this level. It's not feasible. Yeah. I mean, a lot of them can't do it in the pro game at full-time level. So, for us to be taking something like that on is impossible. What we can do is we can give them a platform and we can give them a link to the first team. And I'll be working with, Mark Winter and Chris Burden, certainly, throughout the season to say, look, if there's anything there, I'll come and watch some games if they are. I did it right when Chris was there. And, if there is anything there that shows the slightest bit of potential, then they'll come and train with us. And I've already said to the lads that, when we do train, we're going to try and train as much as we can together so we can have a look at them. But there's never, ever been, any obstruction to any young players at this football club. That is a complete and utter misnomer.
Cool. Well, we've certainly put that to bed. I'd like to thank you for your time today, Steve. Unless there's anything else you'd like to discuss, we can finish it there. No,
as I said, I think these are great formats for us to get the information out that people need. I hope that people appreciate that we're going to do this more often. Yeah. I think there are things sometimes where there is not always the amount of communication that there should be, and I think as well when you get something like this, it's far easier then to explain exactly what's gone on, and people don't need to surmise and sort of listen to rumours. They can actually get it from the horse's mouth, so to speak, and maybe understand exactly why we do the things that we do. So for something like this, I think we're going to do this, if we can do probably one of these a week when the season starts, and we'll keep updating, as I say, every week, couple of weeks now with yourself, keep updating people as to what's going on and when we're about to get going. So I think this is a real a good stage for us to communicate with everybody and let everybody know exactly what's happening at the football club.
I think it works a lot better than something text-based, like putting a statement out, because you can hear the passion in your voice all the way throughout this interview, and also you're not leaving things to interpretation that you would do from text.
No, a written
you can
format,
see and hear it, it's right there.
Absolutely, a written format never actually you're always is open to interpretation. So you can get an email and it can be sent in a way that
intentions
that you take offence to, but that is not the way that it's meant. Whereas you're actually speaking to someone, you can tell from the tone in their voice, exactly how the comment is intended. So yeah, I mean, something like this is a perfect, as I say, perfect format to get out what we need to get out, and we do need to communicate better with the fans, and certainly in times like this, maybe there are certain things that are going on that they don't understand that we do, and that's something that we have to address and get out there as quickly as we can.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Steve, for your time, and we'll leave it there. Thank you for your time.
Cheers, Ian. Thanks, mate. Stay safe, everyone.